'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years alive. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny, hey! Oh, yeah!
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived closer to that time than this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year.
Whoa!
For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
Josh
Get it
Arnold.
out of
Joe,
your system, people. I'm playing it
do
straight
this.
today.
I can't find the sheet.
You talking about our guy, Mr.
You
Money
got no-
Talk,
I
Josh
got it
Arnold?
here.
No sheet, huh?
1628.
No sheet.
What?
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1628, September 26, 2025. 87 degrees was all we could muster for a record high on this day. That was in 1923. And it was a record low of 27 degrees on this day in 1965. Do yourself a favor. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
A definition of irony.
Definition of irony follows right now.
Bianca Censori is that chick that gets dragged around on a leash by Kanye West, and she's going to have her own fashion line. How can someone who doesn't wear any clothes have a fashion line?
That is the definition of irony.
Thank you.
You're kind of obsessed with that couple.
Not really.
You bring them up a bit.
He doth protest too much.
You know what? No, I don't. You are wrong. Just flat out wrong.
Okay. You know, if the light hits her right, though.
You guys recall the fellow who protested at the Dearborn City Council meeting, or if not protesting, was raising objections to naming streets after various Muslims in town?
Yeah.
Guys, it turns out that fellow is a Christian minister, and he had this heated exchange with the mayor, Abdullah Hamoud, because he thought one of the streets should not be named for. I'm trying to find the fellow they wanted it named after. Please forgive me. I have so much on my plate today. And he was told by the mayor, we don't want your kind in this town. And it's blown up a bit now. And the mayor refuses to apologize. So the city of Dearborn, Michigan might be a litmus test for what could be happening in some large American cities. The mayor, in a way, cursed me and was seen around the world. And I would like to repeat what I said that day to you, Mr. Mayor. God bless you, Barnham said, which probably really irritates a committed Muslim to be told God bless you.
Blessed by God.
Anyway, the mayor will not apologize.
Okay. Yeah. We'll keep an eye on Dearborn.
I think so.
Has there been any hue and outcry from the residents either way?
I would think perhaps not as much as you would want.
Yeah.
The Muslim population in Dearborn is very pronounced.
Yeah.
You know, before I get into my current thoughts on Trump, no, not Trump, Walz. See, I have it confused in my mind because
That's who he's running against.
Walz is running against Trump for the governor of Minnesota.
That's probably why you had that Freudian slip.
But, you know, we talk about these big problems in Minnesota. We talk about hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions and billions of dollars that ultimately, well, we'll find out to be stolen from the taxpayers. I have an email from Chris Naring who maybe boils it down to something we can even better understand. All right?
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Never mind. I
You don't
said his
have it.
name. Damn it. Did I say John
Yeah. John Dickles.
Dickles?
Yes.
Don't, Joe, don't.
No, just yeah.
Just protect them.
File
Don't do it.
file this one or you can't make it up. We applied. I'm sorry, John, that I mispronounced your name. We applied for Minnesota's e-bike rebate program on behalf of our son, who happens to have a physical disability but is highly functioning and working full-time. We figured it might be a good opportunity for him. Now, the program was revised this year to be based on income. He exceeded the threshold, so fair enough, we got the denial letter. But here's where the story turns into classic Minnesota government nonsense. On the application, you could indicate disability status, which we did. Shortly after our denial, we got a second letter telling us he could still qualify if he was on SSDI, SSI, MA-EPD. Maybe the listeners know what all those acronyms stand for, or had home and community-based waiver services. He doesn't meet any of those criteria, so we did not respond. Then another letter came asking for proof of disability. Again, we did not respond. And 2 weeks later, Viola, a big fat congratulations letter with full approval for the e-bike rebate, complete with the official paperwork to spend the taxpayers' dollars. So apparently, under the Walz administration, rules and regulations are more of a suggestion than an actual process. The person reviewing these applications clearly did not bother following their own requirements, just rubber stamped it and shoved the money out the door, because why worry about accuracy when you can hand out tax dollars like candy and move on to the next pet project? It's hilarious and a little sad that rebates are being targeted towards people with low income, as though the best solution for someone struggling to pay rent is to hand them a shiny new e-bike. Given the abundance of fraud we've already seen in Minnesota programs under this governor, I shouldn't even be surprised. But here we are, holding an approval letter for a program we don't qualify for. Any bets on whether we'll get a 1099 at the end of the year for funds we never intend to use? This is just one small example of the broader pattern of fiscal irresponsibility and poor leadership coming straight out of the Walz playbook. Fraud, mismanagement, incompetence, wash, rinse, repeat. John Dickles. Thank you. That was such a great email, I had to read it. I spent some time thinking about our governor. I know that you might not find that surprising. But I don't know where else you're going to go in the Twin Cities to find out about him. Maybe Alpha News, American Experiment. I find myself wondering if Walz shouldn't be disqualified for running for governor due to malfeasance. So I spent some time with a legal dictionary studying malfeasance. I looked it up, printed her out. Are you going to start counting the times I used the word malfeasance?
Dang it, he caught us.
You're
Ken.
up to 2.
2.
Malfeasance is a broad term that describes conduct that is inherently wrong or unlawful. It is most commonly used in reference to actions by public officials and employees who have failed to perform the duties required of them. Mm-hmm. Well, so far, I see Walz as guilty. What is malfeasance? It comes from a French word meaning malfeasance.
Nailed it.
Good job.
You mumbled through that perfectly.
Yeah.
The legal term refers to intentionally doing something that is wrong, either legally or morally. Malfeasance is a dishonest act, an action undertaken for improper purposes, or an act that the individual knows exceeds his authority. This is not to be confused with misfeasance, which refers to doing something wrong by mistake, error, or negligence, or nonfeasance, which refers to a failure to act under an obligation to do so. So at the very least, Walz is guilty of nonfeasance. If you consider that his obligations by statute under the Minnesota Constitution are to act on behalf of the citizens, which he has not done. Let's see. Okay. Defining malfeasance in public office. Throughout history, some people holding public office act in ways contrary to the public good. I submit to you he has acted in ways contrary to the public good by failing to hold his agency heads, who he installed, responsible for their actions. While many of these acts amount to ignorance of some state statute or regulation, other acts are intentionally committed. The appellate and Supreme. Okay, we want to. This gets in now to malfeasance by judges. We don't need that, but perhaps I've given just enough hint of the research you might want to do, or legal minds in this state of a mind might wish to consider malfeasance. So then I thought, well, what are the governor's responsibilities by statute? What actually is the governor responsible for? What is he supposed to do? All right. So that's Chapter 4 of Minnesota statutes. Chapter 4, Governor. And it's many, many, many pages, but I highlighted what might be applicable. 4.045 Children's Cabinet. The Children's Cabinet shall consist of the commissioners of Education, check, Human Services, check, Employment and Economic Development, Public Safety, Corrections, Management, and Budget, Health, Administration, Housing, Finance, Transportation, and Director of the Office of Strategic and Long-Range Planning. The governor shall designate one member to serve as cabinet chair. The chair is responsible for ensuring that the duties of the cabinet are performed. And Walls would be the person the chair has to answer to.
So he's got to say, hey, you guys got to do your gig.
So far, there's been no answering, right, with the exception of this Grumdahl fellow about whom we know nothing yet. And then I read, and I checked some more. Governor as state agency for federal funds. Subdivision 1. When no state agency is designated, whenever the United States of America, pursuant to federal law or any rule or regulation promulgated thereunder, makes available to the state of Minnesota or any department, agency, government subdivision, or other instrumentality thereof, funds for any purpose, and no state agency has been otherwise designated by law to apply for, receive, and accept such federal funds, the governor is hereby designated as the state agency for such purpose. Federal and state law appropriation of funds. The governor or any state department or agency designated by the governor shall comply with any and all requirements of federal law and any rules and regulations promulgated thereunder to enable the application for, the receipt of, and the acceptance of such federal funds. The expenditure of any such funds received, consider Department of Agriculture, which sent the food fraud money, the Department of Health in Washington that sent the Medicaid money. The expenditure of such funds received shall be governed by the laws of any state department or agency designated by the governor for such purpose, shall be deposited in the state treasury and subject to section 3.3005 and hereby appropriated annually in order to enable the governor or the state department or agency designated by the governor for such purpose to carry out the purposes for which the funds are received. Well, they haven't been.
Right.
We could line up perhaps thousands of people who have not been helped by housing stabilization services.
Literally.
We could line up thousands of children who, in many cases, had their own parents use them as pawns in a game to collect fraudulent money, kickbacks on the fraudulent autism services.
From just what you've read up to this point, and I'm sure you're not done, it's painfully obvious that, yeah, malfeasance, absolutely. He shouldn't even be in that office today, right now.
No, he should be disqualified immediately.
Yeah.
He should not be running for the governor of this state.
Everything you just read makes that perfectly clear.
Administration, federal funds, subdivision 2, federal money. The governor shall, well, this is for transportation, but it would apply to administration. The governor shall provide for the receipt, allocation, and disbursement of federal money received pursuant to this act in accordance with state and federal laws and regulations. To my knowledge, he has not done so. In fact, he's gotten away with excusing much of this with his famous, "I'm a knucklehead" line. I'm just a knucklehead. This goes on and on and on, but it's interesting to see by statute what is required of the governor. What is required by the governor by statute, he could not give evidence that he's performed. That's malfeasance.
What in the heck has he been doing? What in the world has he been doing?
Now's where legal minds have to step in. Is it malfeasance? Is malfeasance only interpreted as breaking the law? How about only casually skirting the statute that controls what it is expected of him to do? Why is this man running for governor?
He's got nothing else to do.
Well,
Joe,
that's part of it, but he figured out his angle. He's running against Trump for governor of Minnesota because he knows he can't talk about anything that he's accomplished in the state of Minnesota.
Cool.
Do you think he even knows that those are his duties? That's his job? Do you think he even realizes that? Nowhere in what you just read, it says he should run, he should be opposed to the president, or he should fight federal law, or anything.
He's running against Trump because he's cleverly correct. That will play well in this state of uninformed people who would have a terrible personal angst because they believe voting against Walz would be voting for Trump. Trump is a poorly matured individual, and he's got steamer trunks full of problems. But Trump has had absolutely nothing to do with the fraud in the state of Minnesota. Nothing. This is all on Walz. The betrayal is on Walz. It has nothing to do with Trump. And he's going to sell you, the voter, for the next year. He's going to be talking only about Trump. And you need to ask yourself, okay, I get it, Trump. I see, I can't confuse him. I get it, Walz. But then the voter has to ask themselves, okay, Walz, but what's that got to do with the financial ruination of this state? Nothing.
Absolutely
Trump has nothing to do with the Somali fraud in Minnesota.
Joe, if the voter isn't going to, if they aren't going to hold him accountable for not calling in the National Guard during the George Floyd riots, how much do you think they care about this?
It's amazing to me that people seemingly don't care about it, but I've literally heard people dismiss the fraud because they're so afraid that by adhering to it or being concerned about it, they would be seen as supporting Trump. That's how profoundly divided the country is. And Walz probably searched for a reason to run again and came up with, I got it. If I run against Trump, I'll win again.
He didn't come up with it. He's not smart enough.
He's going to sell you on, billionaires playing golf at Mar-a-Lago, and isn't that terrible? And he's going tax breaks for billionaires, and on and on and on and on. All of it has nothing to do with what has taken place during his tenure in the state of Minnesota. Zero.
They're never going to realize that, though.
No, they
How
do
close was
realize it, but they just ignore it.
How close was the last election?
Even Walz ignores it.
Right.
Once in a while, Walz will say, We're going to get serious about fraud.
This time.
Well, no, Walls, you're way too late. The train left the station. By the time Thompson's done, we all might even be far more astonished than we are today. And I will tell you...
That astonishment for me doubles almost every day.
Well, it's going to triple when I come back and tell you about this, what I have next.
I need you to say malfeasance at least 41 more times.
Yeah, you got a ways to go,
there's
Ken.
money
I'm
on the
gonna win.
line.
I'm going to win that bet.
This might be a good time to tell you about Sioux Falls.
No,
they're
it's
on
not.
they're not on the list.
was actually
today.
yesterday.
Well, with Sioux
Yesterday
Falls,
would have been a good
Sioux
time.
Falls is a hell of a time. No, what I will tell you is, again, I've been saying this because I've been through it myself in the dead of winter. Don't wait till your garage door fails, because that might be during a blizzard in February. Get a hold of Precision Garage Door. If you need a new door, they have models of doors for every budget. They send out a new door designer with all the plans. You can sit there and hash it out. You get increased value of your home and better energy savings and better security. And if you like the door you have, oh, by the way, there's a deal now for GLers on those new doors. $100 off a single door and $200 off a double door. And if you like your current door, but she's acting up, making a little racket, try a noisy door tune-up special for $149. You get a 25-point safety inspection and a diagnostic, and they'll let you know if you're going to be all right or not. That's a value of close to $300. Get ready for the cooler weather ahead. Book online at precisiondoormn.com or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985.
the end of the world as we know it, he feels fine.
Everybody.
Joe Souchere.
Oh, sorry. You know what? Do that again, Joe.
No,
Hit
it's
that
fine.
again.
It's fine.
I'm embarrassed.
It's fine.
What I was going to say is everybody I know is getting hooked on Gator hooks. Me, pretty much the entire sales department. Mike Schoonover Bodyworks and Auto Care, countless GLers, all of us. We've all realized the benefits of Gator hooks. We've cleaned up the clutter with tools laying everywhere, that weed whipper on the floor so you can trip over it, extension cords, a tangled mess. If you're tired of all of that, get rid of the clutter, the chaos, and the messy-looking pegboards and tools you can never find. Get Gator hooks. Say goodbye to all of that. Say hello to GatorMagnetics.com. The hooks and baskets, they're going to change the way you do storage. They hold up to 45 pounds. That means perfect for anywhere. Garages, workshops, the laundry room, mud rooms. How about the inside of that van? You contractors and subcontractors, hang up all your junk on the inside of your van instead of letting it flow all over. They've come up with this fantastic kit, perfect for us GLers. It's called the Garage Logic Wall Bundle System. It's a 46 by 16 steel panel wall kit and hooks that are perfect. And when you order this, make sure you use promo code GL20. It's perfect for above your workbench or garage walls, maybe the laundry room with the sheetrock. It's any place that you have sheetrock or paneling, that's when you need that wall kit. I got it using promo code GL20 a couple of weeks ago, and I'm definitely getting more. Once you try them, you're gonna wonder why didn't I get this years ago? Get your Garage Logic Wall Bundle System from Gator Magnetics by going to GatorMagnetics.com. Click on that GL tab, and then standard shipping. Always free, but make sure you use GL20 at checkout. And that GL20, it's good for more than just the kit. I mean, anything you order from Gator Magnetics, if you're a garage logician, use GL20. It's a limitless storage solution. Garage Magnetics? Yeah, maybe they should change their name. No, GatorMagnetics.com.
Okay, prepare to be astonished again.
All right.
Hail the Flashlight King.
Hail you!
I
You
appreciate,
can't complain about that.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
That was very good. I'm a longtime listener to the show, and I have 30 years' experience in healthcare analytics. A conservative estimate of the Minnesota Medicaid autism fraud from 2018 through 2025 is at least $500 million. I'm asking that you do not share my name as I work for a local healthcare insurer, and I'm not speaking for them as an organization, but my experience has been in both nonprofit and for-profit organizations. Here is my LinkedIn profile so you can get a flavor of my background and experience. And they submitted that. Carol Evan ran a story in October of 2024 that included a graph of the Minnesota Medicaid spent from 2018 through October 2024. I found this graph alarming since the amount spent on the treatment of autism was only $5.1 million. In my healthcare analytics experience, I know that for a very large population like the Minnesota Medicaid population, any healthcare measure, whether it is for treatment of autism, cancer, circulatory, or any other measure, will not vary dramatically year after year. The larger the population, the less the variation. That's what makes the rise in autism payments so alarming. Upon closer examination of the Carol Evan graph, I noticed that the dollar amounts were for select years. In other words, there are several years missing. If missing years were filled in with a linear result, then we can see a more complete picture of the autism payments. See attached graph, and then the same graph with the missing years. What would I expect the Medicaid spend for autism to be from 2018 to 2024? My conclusion is about $48.4 million. I arrived at this amount by using the $5.1 million spent in 2018, then applying a 10% annual growth. That is a very conservative approach in that I would really expect the average growth over the course of 2018 to 2024 to be less than 10%. If we take Carol Evans' graph and fill in the missing years, see attached graph, then the estimated amount of Minnesota Medicaid payments for the treatment of autism would be $605.6 million. The difference between the $605.6 million and the expected amount of 48.4 million is 557 million, which would be attributed to fraud. That is a very conservative amount. The CARE 11 graph was year-to-date 2024 with the story run in October. I used this number, not the actual 2024 year-end results. I recall hearing something north of 200 million, so another 20-plus million could be added. It does not include any payments for 2025. Based on all the news coverage, I would expect the amount in 2025 to be less than 2024, but substantially higher than the 5.1 million spent in 2018. Finally, I have a disabled adult son with autism. When he was young, he received lots of treatment for speech, OT and PT. He was unable to walk and talk until about 5. Now he never stops talking and has had a job for a couple of years. My son would not be able to do the things he can do without the treatment he received. That's what really angers me about this fraud. The fraudsters are taking money, the fraudsters are taking away precious resources from families who really need it. Wow. I'm not a math guy, and I somewhat understood it.
Can I help you along those lines?
You can.
This just came in from Rick, emailer Rick, member of the town council. Hey, Reeves, as the resident mathematician on the crew, I nominate you to put into context when Joe talks about fraud and the amount of money. I don't know if this makes me angrier or sadder when he lays it out like this, guys. There are roughly 3 million individual taxpayers in the state of Minnesota. $2 billion divided by 3 million is roughly $666 per taxpayer. I don't know about you, but I could have used that money. Now, I know that doesn't account for corporate tax income, but it makes it feel different on a personal level. Now, if you take $18 billion from a couple of years ago, that's roughly $6,000 per taxpayer.
Wow. I could have used that.
Malfeasance, Joe.
You didn't say it, you did.
That's true. That doesn't count, Kenny.
Daniel writes, in light of the bombshell Autism Center indictment and the accusations of kickbacks and the billions in fraud figure now floated by the U.S. Attorney's press release, it's a good time to revisit that this exact same recipe for fraud was covered in the child care grift all the way back to 2018 and dismissed as racism. Then he provides me a link to a Fox 9 piece. I refuse to believe that this fraud money, generational wealth, has not flowed up and down every part of the Somali community for years, if not decades. I would guess that money was largely untaxed, so everyone on paper stayed qualified for every other type of government assistance, too. Everyone knew about it. No one cared enough to say this is wrong and speak up. Malfeasance. The fraudsters competed for fake clients and kickbacks. So you had an immoral criminal network working hand in hand with complicit bureaucrats and DFL leaders to steal from all of us. I grow tired of being gaslit and paying unreasonable, out-of-control taxes for the parasite class, meanwhile struggling to just keep ahead of my own modest lifestyle as a working person. That's what these people who steal from us are, parasites. What a giant betrayal, Daniel. It is. It's a betrayal. Walz has betrayed the people in this state who pay their bills, follow the law, and pay their taxes.
Is fraudulently acquired wealth taxable?
No, they're not going to report it.
No, but what I should have asked is, can we go after them?
Yeah, but as Hassan's attorney said, she holds the 56-game fraud record at 14 million.
Yeah.
As he said, when asked, can she give that money back, he just said, nope.
So we shouldn't
even hesitate.
It's in her real estate portfolio in Kenya.
We should be able to tack a couple 10, 20 years on her sentence there for tax evasion.
Wouldn't bother me. But I'm prepared now. It's been a long week of learning some really astonishing things. But I'm prepared now to stop and let Joe. I don't want to do. I can't. Joe Thompson's better at this than we are. So let's see what he's got coming up next, because I have every bit of confidence that he will.
We all want to know what's at the end of the rainbow, don't we? And we're all hoping it's walls, right? Right. This pyramid that we're working our way up to, the peak. We all hope it's walls.
Well, I think we've gotten far enough to comfortably say that if Walz is not stuffing his own pockets, and I'm still prepared to say that's probably not the case. If he's not stuffing his own profits, he's guilty of malfeasance.
We have a bit of breaking news.
Don't tell me it's out of New York.
Nope. It's out of Minnesota.
All right. I
This
say that because Trump is at the Ryder Cup on Long Island, intruding as a security threat. God, get him out of there while he still can.
Is
Johnny,
he
I
slapping a
apologize.
tariff on the Ryder Cup?
Johnny, I apologize if you were going to have this in your news, because this is according to the Star Tribune about 40 minutes ago or so. Mm-hmm. Ready, Joe?
Yes.
Minnesota officials have suspended payments to providers of another Medicaid-funded program, citing credible allegations of fraud as they attempt to crack down on schemes to swindle state and federal funds. Shireen Gandhi, temporary commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Human Services, told lawmakers the department's inspector general had uncovered instances where providers billed for services under the state's Integrated Community Supports Program.
Oh, that program.
But clients never received them. The ICS program is intended to help adults with disabilities live independently and provide services from assistance with mobility to cooking. The DHS has suspended payments to 11 different ICS providers, Gandhi said in a letter to lawmakers today, and 17 affiliated providers in different Medicaid-funded programs. Quote, "There's no place in our system for providers who are taking money and not assisting clients." I'm trying to look for a name associated with this.
This guy should not run for governor. He should be disqualified. This, as Joe Thompson said, fraud now exceeds the work of the agencies.
Here we go. I found it. This week, a provider of early intensive developmental and behavioral intervention services, which serves young people with autism, the provider, Asha Farhan Hassan.
That's the $14 million girl.
This is a different one then.
No,
this is the same one, Chris. It says earlier this week, and the autism spectrum disorder.
Why
It's
is
the
it
same one we talked about?
Why would it have a timestamp then of today?
No, the story is new. What you read earlier.
Yeah, you
is new.
mentioned a new
I'm sorry.
agency.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they were just back. That was just the strip
My
backgrounding.
bad. My bad. Yeah, you're right. It does say earlier this week. I'm sorry. My apologies. Okay, I was looking for a name associated with that particular
They
program.
didn't give one. I've been looking here too since you brought it up.
It's a crushing feeling to realize
It really is.
that what we do is for naught. It's a crushing feeling to pay what we pay in taxes and have it so abused. It really is. It makes you want to just get out of here.
Move. Yes.
This is just terrible.
So many people have.
Well, and we should promote this then.
Promote what?
What we're going to be talking about on Monday.
Yeah, don't go ahead and set that up.
So, friend of the show, Rick Kupchella, he
Used to be a news guy.
He used to work for Care 11. He now, I believe, owns his own production company. He started Bring Me the News and other things. But in any event, he's going to join us on Monday because he has put together a documentary that is going to air on Channel 5 and other ABC affiliates about just how bad this state is and has become on all sorts of levels, from crime to fraud to everything. It's not a great subject, but Rick did a really good job with this.
Voters, don't be fooled. He's going to sell you on Big Bad Orange Man. Orange Man has had nothing to do with the fraud in the state of Minnesota.
So will he debate Trump ahead of the governor's election?
He's running against governor for Trump. You'd think they'd have a few
Wouldn't that
debates.
be fun?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
I would pay money
Trump
for that
would
to
eat
happen.
him alive. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't want to take a break.
You sure?
You know, We're not even comparable to some of the worst frauds in the country in the last 200 years. I think now everybody else is going to have to compare themselves to us in Minnesota.
Yeah, the food fraud is the worst fraud in the nation.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Under Governor Walz. Ever.
I think the state has been more profoundly betrayed than in any time in the state's history. Because just do a quick mental check as you think back to the state's history. There hasn't been anything like this. Anything.
No, and not just one.
No, it's
food, autism,
with new ones discovered every day.
That's a really good point. You can't think of anything that was fraudulent like that.
And unless he's subpoenaed, am I correct? You're a lawyer, so correct me. Unless he is called into a court of law, he doesn't have to talk about this at all. Correct?
I would imagine you are correct. And he isn't talking about it. He is quite literally, I know Kenny doesn't like that word, he is quite literally running for governor against Trump.
Does Thompson possess that kind of power to subpoena him?
I think grand juries do the subpoenaing.
Got it.
But of course, that could be arranged.
He could be called to testify, could he not?
Sure.
We're number one.
And nobody. It seems like there's only a handful of people that know this, or that realize this,
or that care. Yeah.
I wish I was one of those people that didn't care. Joe, look what you've done to me.
It's Joe's fault.
It's terrible to care, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
It's
not good for your health.
It's crushing to realize what's taking place in this state.
Well, just to know that you've been duped and swindled and done, they're breaking into my bank account, stealing money, or my house. You know what I mean?
They are.
We've been trod upon.
Well, are we as bad as California? You can find out in one of these great galas at the Center of the American Experiment holds. It'll be Friday, October 10th. What's that, 2 weeks from today?
Yes.
I bet it's 2 weeks from today at the Omni Viking Lakes Hotel in Eagan. And they're bringing in Michael Schellenberger. He's an author, a journalist, and he's the California truth teller. He knows how horribly governed that state is, and we should welcome to our horribly governed state.
He can teach us something?
Schellenberger sounds the alarm on failed policies around crime, homelessness, and environmental extremism and warns Minnesota not to follow suit. God, I'm sorry, Michael. It might be too late, but your warning is going to be well listened to. They always have a great reception prior to the event, and in this case, I've not been in the Viking Lakes Hotel, but I guess great views. It's a beautiful place.
I have been.
It's out where
It's
the
a great
Vikings
place.
practice.
Yeah, it's a really nice facility.
I've been there to a foot doctor, but
Well,
that's
that
not really
doesn't do
the
it.
same as an exciting, lovely view
Doesn't do it
and a
justice.
reception, is it?
No.
It's a powerful message from Schellenberger that matters now more than ever. Get your tickets today. That's Friday, October 10. Get your tickets today at AmericanExperiment.org.
The earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Let's talk about Awaken 180 weight loss once again here in Garage Logic. You know what? I've really liked this plan, and I've adapted my lifestyle to it, and it's really easy to follow along. You have a clear daily plan. You get one-on-one weekly coaching to help your accountability and also for adjustments needed along with the program. And there's this cool app that you get to install, and it tracks basically everything for you. It's super easy, and it's very convenient, and it's built for any type of lifestyle. The busy schedules, it's all adapted to you. And here's the beauty of it. You eat to lose weight. That's the solution. And it's worked for over 800,000 people. You can still go on vacation. You can still go out. In fact, your coach is going to even be able to help you pick out restaurant menu items to fit your plan. You can also still tailgate. You can even have drinks. It's thousands of recipes so meals don't feel like diet food. It's fantastic. But check it out for yourself. Go online. Visit awaken180weightloss.com. That's 180. Awaken180weightloss.com. Or if you'd like to have that consultation over the phone, dial 844-346-1800. Again, awaken180weightloss.com and mention you heard about it on the Garage Logic podcast. Hello.
Why does this work? Oh, that's Ray. I wanted Ray of Hope.
Oh, Ray of Hope.
Today's Ray of Hope.
I know we're going to get to John, but I just want you to note from the Washington Post, Trump starves UN of funding as global body faces cash crunch. President Donald Trump has accused the UN of not being well run and has ordered a review of all U.S. funding not yet released by the White House. Ray of Hope. Get rid of them UNers.
Here's today's Ray of Hope.
Here's John Haidt in his newsroom.
Thank you, Joe. This news is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Star Tribune reporting this morning, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey and challenger State Senator Omar Fateh repeatedly clashed during the city's first mayoral debate in the 2025 election. There are 5 candidates, and they all sat side by side on stage as the Citizens League hosted the debate at Westminster Presbyterian Church. But as the candidates spelled out their visions for downtown Minneapolis, public safety, and housing, the most intense exchanges came between the 2 elected officials on the panel, Fateh and Frey. Fateh repeatedly accused Frey of bullying his way through city business and creating an office that doesn't work well with county and state partners. Frey, pointing to Fateh's 2020 campaign for the state senate, highlighted Fateh's past support for defunding the police, a position Fateh has moderated since then. Fateh also said Frey's campaign has spread lies connecting him with fraud, while Frey said Fateh didn't offer original solutions for revitalizing downtown. The focus on those 2 most prominent candidates prompted another candidate, the Reverend Dwayne Davis, to remind the audience that voters will be asked to rank their 3 top choices in the ranked choice voting election, saying it's not binary. Still, he, along with candidates Jazz Hampton and Brenda Short, were sometimes sidelined by the fight between the other 2 candidates. Fateh saved his strongest attack on Frey for his closing, and he repeatedly said Frey has lied about everything, including banning no-knock warrants, backing Uber and Lyft drivers, supporting labor, and standing up to President Trump by not keeping police away from federal raids.
Would you like to hear from Mr. Fateh?
Yes.
MPD was at Lake and Bloomington during the raid on June 3rd, before and during the raid. That's the fact. No, I would not support MPD collaborating or partnering with ICE at any level, including through crowd control. If the federal government comes in and makes the mess, they have to clean up that mess. That's number 1. Number 2, the biggest damage and the biggest issue we had is that we had the administration leave our city council members in the dark, leave our community organizations in the dark. But we can't have a mayor that claims he's going to protect our communities from Donald Trump when he uses the exact same militarized responses on our encampments and our unhoused neighbors.
Shut this liar up.
Can I play another clip too? Bear with me for just a moment, because he was called out on something that wasn't true, which I thought was kind of interesting.
I'm really confused about something he just said. Was he referring to that bust where they got all that meth?
That's the next clip I was going to play, Kenny, because this was followed up by the moderator. Just hang tight. Here we go.
Fateh, if citizens are interfering and attacking federal officers, What is the role of the city police force?
Citizens were not attacking law officers on June.
There is video
Number
of
one.
citizens attacking federal law enforcement.
Okay, so he was basically said, you're lying.
Well, but what the voters should take away from that is Fateh would offer no cooperation whatsoever with ICE and would continue to allow the city to be filled with illegal immigrants.
And that was, wasn't that a record amount of meth that was discovered?
Ken. Yeah.
And now, in this week or last week, the owner of that restaurant, didn't he just get the boot out of the country for being a criminal?
Deported, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the other
Wow,
thing that
this guy running for mayor is a criminal.
Yes.
That's right.
And the part that I found interesting is the last line, one of the last lines Johnny had about how this mayor didn't support Uber and Lyft drivers. Omar, you seem to forget that Uber and Lyft both said if you enact this policy, we're shutting down operations in your city. That's literally what Ken, that is exactly what those two companies said. We cannot operate with this mandate. Mm-hmm. If you pass this, we'll shut down operation. He just
How did he get this
out.
far? How is he even in government right now? He should be behind bars.
He's a Somali.
In
And
other-
they're taking over.
In other news, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell says
He's a Somali.
What does he say?
he's, well,
His name is
He's-
Abdul.
He's running for governor.
that's Chris
Abdul
just nailed it.
Mike.
Oh my God, I thought you were joking.
Lindell said in an interview this week he is moving closer to a run for Minnesota governor, saying he has
Mike,
Mike, no,
Reesta-
Mike,
sit this
Mike.
play
sit
out.
down and take
Mike.
a little nap on one
He's-
of your pillows.
He's running
Mike.
with the pillow party.
saying he's reestablished residency in Minnesota after recently living in Texas.
Mike.
In the interview, Lindell said he's also polled hypothetical matchups against DFL Governor Tim Walz. He said,
Do you
He
think
said-
Trump will come to town to get on the?
I want out. I want out.
The
Lindell
party pillow, because he's not going to get support from Republicans or Democrats. Nobody's going to support this guy.
Lindell said of a possible gubernatorial campaign, we're about 99% there. I love the state, I love the country, and if I'm the only one that can win, that would be a shame if that opportunity slipped.
Mike, I got news for you. You're not going to win. No one will support you.
Mike Walls would have a field day with you because it plays into his running against Trump. for governor.
100%.
That's when I first read that, Joe, I thought right on the nose, right there. That's the whole point. Hennepin County Board of Commissioners on Thursday approved a nearly 7.8% tax levy increase for next year. The levy increase is expected to cost about $125 more for a median value home appraised around $400,000.
This state not only needs a new governor, it needs a complete not whitewashing, it needs a complete power washing of the entire state government and to get rid of incompetent people.
I think everything will be solved with the new state building that they're building. Once
Yeah,
that's
we didn't
complete,
need that
they all
either.
move in.
Yeah.
That's probably going to change things.
The tale of Shiloh Hendricks will not go away. She's the woman who was accused of hurling racist slurs at an 8-year-old black autistic child this spring in Rochester. Now her attorney, Brian Cariulus, filed a plea letter on her behalf in Olmsted County District Court, asked to set a pretrial hearing. A previously scheduled remote hearing on October 29th has been canceled. The 36-year-old Hendricks, you'll remember, we talked about it, garnered online attention after a witness recorded the aftermath of her confrontation with the boy in late April. The moment went viral in early May, drew further controversy when Hendricks started an online fundraiser that raised more than $800,000 from people across the country. The Rochester City Attorney's Office charged her in August with 3 counts of disorderly conduct stemming from the incident. Disorderly conduct charges could result in 90 days in jail or $1,000 fine. Leaders of the Rochester branch of the NAACP have called on the Olmsted County Attorney's Office to file further charges against Hendricks. She says she will fight the charges. In an update to her online fundraiser, she said she's used the donations to buy land in another community, quote, with excellent demographics. She also said she and her children's father are teaching their kids, quote, the importance of preserving our existence.
John, the third precinct that Walls allowed to be destroyed, that presumably would be city property, do you think? Or do you think it would be state property? City
I think the
property.
city owns
Gotta
it.
be
Yeah.
city.
Because one of the statutory obligations of the governor is to protect the state's stuff. But I don't think that was the state. was the city.
But could you blame him for the lack of sending in the National Guard, or does that still fall under Fry?
No, of course I could.
So back to the pillow guy. Maybe we're looking at that the wrong way, Joe. And what I mean
There's
by that is...
no wrong way to look at this
Well, what
guy.
I mean by that is, if Omar Fateh gets elected, I mean, it's over.
It is over, Minneapolis. You're done.
Then why not just let old Timmy Boy and Mike Lindell just kind of hammer her out and enjoy the plane crash? You know,
It could be fun.
maybe an actual pillow fight between those two, huh?
It'd be a lot more fun if you didn't have to live here.
Yeah, I was going to say you want to turn GL into a comedy podcast. Apparently, Chris, is that what you're saying?
But
I'm still personally behind Kendall Qualls.
Yes,
he's
Same.
my guy.
Same.
Me too.
Why don't we take a quick break here?
We don't dare have him on, though. That'll jinx him.
we don't want him to lose.
We do not have him on. Let's hear from our friend, Mr. Olson.
About what?
I don't know. Chris said to throw it to you. So I did.
I wanted to see Reavers clench.
Oh my God!
That's all I
I
wanted
swear
to
to
do.
God, I told him, didn't I?
Pucker factor was about a 9.4 out of 10. Ken.
If you haven't been keeping up, it's pick on Reavers Day
Yeah,
off
it's
the air
okay.
today.
It's okay.
Well played, Mr.
So
Olson.
I'm talking to my dear old mom last weekend about Seafoam and actually how she should hit the rollers on her garage door with Deep Creep. And then I made the mistake of asking her if I have told her about Bugs Be Gone, and she said she's used it, she loves it, and, but no, you didn't tell me about it. A friend of your sister's told me about it, but that friend of your sister's actually heard it from you on the GL podcast. So in a way, I'm off the hook. I did kind of a roundabout way of telling my mom. Anyway, here's my point. GLers, tell your parents, your grandparents, your kids, siblings, everybody about the amazing Bugs Be Gone, and then give it out as a gift this Christmas because it really makes cleaning bugs and other organic yuck really easy and actually fun. You spray it on, you let it sit a spell, and then wash it off with ease. You look forward to getting bugs on your window. I know that's weird, but that's how it turns out because Bugs Be Gone is fall. And you know what? It might be fall, but the temperatures are still way too unreasonable for fall. It's so hot. It's going to be hot next week. So bugs still a factor. You can find this stuff wherever fine automotive chemicals are sold. But here's the deal. If you're not seeing it there, get up in the proprietor's face and tell him you got to stock some of this stuff in. It's really good and it really works and it'll really sell. Bugs Be Gone. Just another wonderful product from our folks at Seafoam.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
Let's talk about Masters Maples, and of course, mastersmaples.com. You know what? They're now available at all of your Fratelloni's hardware and garden stores locations. The traditional pure maple syrup, the bourbon barrel-aged maple syrup, the maple sugar, and also so underrated, the sweet and savory seasonings and rubs. I used the savory rook on a porchetta in the crock pot
Oh, yes.
last weekend.
Hell
Holy
yes.
crap, was that good. Also, we're developing somewhat of a track record here in Garage Logic. I got an email, Joe, from our GLer of the week, Joseph McLaurin.
Is he living at the same address?
No. Hey, Reeves.
No.
Here's my new address. I won the Masters Maples
really
this
say
week.
that?
He did. He sent it to
my
me.
God.
I updated
Does
it on the
everybody
website.
who likes syrup keep moving?
Apparently.
I think so.
So just to let all of you GLers know, Joseph has moved from Watertown, Minnesota. He is now in Green Isle, Minnesota. So we'll make sure we update that.
That's up north.
No.
Nobody's ever going to get their
West.
SIRAP.
West.
Yeah. So anyway, if you'd like to become the GL of the week and move in the process, you can go to garagelogic.com. But support our buddy Ben. He's a proud GLer, and his personal passion for maple syrup led him to creating Masters Maples over 12 years ago. It's the best 100% pure maple syrup that Minnesota has to offer, and you can find out more and order yours today online at mastersmaples.com. Taste the difference.
John, GL's own geologist, Stacy, has weighed in a pretty decent shaker off the coast of Oregon this morning of 5.9. There's a lot of activity out that way.
Speaking of Stacy, those pictures I sent you earlier in the week, Joe, of the great St. Paul, what were we calling it?
Sinkhole.
The Great St. Paul Sinkhole. Were from Stacy. It's been filled in.
All patched up.
And she said that they are actually going to put up a statue of somebody peering down into that hole right there on the curb.
In national and international news, Russia selling military equipment and technology to China that could help Beijing prepare for an airborne invasion of Taiwan. That, according to an analysis of leaked Russian documents by UK-based Defense and Security Forum. The Royal United Services Institute analysis is based on around 800 pages of documents, including contracts and lists of equipment to be supplied by Moscow to Beijing from the Black Moon hacktivist group, which previously published some of the documents online.
Like I was saying in the previous segment, Joe, if Russia and China are now just starting to take over, let Mike Lindell run for governor. Let's just enjoy the car crash.
Israeli leader Benjamin Netanyahu castigated what he called his weak-kneed critics and vowed to continue fighting Israel's enemies until they're gone. In a defiant speech at the United Nations this morning, over 100 diplomats from more than 50 countries staged a mass walkout as Netanyahu entered the assembly hall, crowding onto aisles to file out the room's exits. Meanwhile, Netanyahu's supporters cheered the prime minister from the assembly room's upper gallery. As we reported yesterday, and it did come to fruition, a federal grand jury has indicted former FBI Director James Comey on 2 criminal charges, lying to Congress and obstruction. The charges come 5 days before the statute of limitations was set to expire. Comey, in a video he posted after the indictment, said, quote, "My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent, so let's have a trial." The charges are bringing some criticism, including from former Trump attorney Ty Cobb. Cobb calling it a tragic day for America, not because Comey's perfect by any means. He said, but what we have here is a clear vindictive prosecution and a clear selective prosecution. Cobb called out Attorney General Pam Bondi for proclaiming she supported even-handed justice during her confirmation hearing, then proceeding with cases like this. Cobb warned Trump's administration that they have a weak case against Comey and could see it tossed for vindictive and selective prosecution. President Trump said yesterday he will put import taxes on 100% on pharmaceutical drugs, 50% on kitchen cabinets and bathroom vanities, 30%.
Why did he have those 100% on pharmaceuticals, but then like kitchen cabinet, let's just go 50.
30% on upholstered furniture and 25% on heavy trucks starting October 1st. The posts on his social media site show that Trump's devotion to tariffs did not end with the trade framework and import taxes that were launched in August. While Trump did not provide legal justification for the tariffs, he appeared to stretch the bounds of his role as commander-in-chief by stating on Truth Social that the taxes on imported kitchen cabinets and sofas were needed for national security. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has announced he has decided that the 20 soldiers who received the Medal of Honor for their actions in 1890 at Wounded Knee will keep their awards in a video posted on social media last night. Hegseth's predecessor, we talked about this when it happened, Lloyd Austin, ordered the review of the awards in 2024 after a congressional recommendation in the 2022 defense bill, itself a reflection of efforts by some lawmakers to rescind the awards for those who took part in the massacre on South Dakota's Pine Ridge Indian Reservation near Wounded Knee. While the events of that day are sometimes described as a battle, historical records show that the U.S. Army, which was in the midst of a campaign to repress the tribes in the area, killed an estimated 250 Native Americans, including women, children, and unarmed elders of the Lakota Sioux tribe, while trying to disarm Native American fighters who had already surrendered at the camp. Hegseth said in the video, "We're making it clear the soldiers deserve the medals. Their place in our nation's history is no longer up for debate."
John, that reminds me that in the failed academy in Minnesota, many communications letters, for example, by administration, always say, "We are located on land stolen from so-and-so, native." You know, why don't you frauds then clean out your offices, go away, and give the land back? What good does it do to send these virtue signals? Give the land back, you phonies. Right. Or quit saying it. There, I'm done, John.
Live Nation CEO Michael Rapino, the boss of the company that runs Ticketmaster, said that concert tickets are actually too cheap.
No.
The comments from Rapino came this week while speaking at CNBC and Boardroom's Game Plan Conference. They quickly circulated online, and he doubled down on the comments, speaking to Rolling Stone magazine. Rapino said, "Music has been underappreciated." Well, I agree with that part. But then he said, "In sports, I joke it's like a badge of honor to spend $70,000 for a Knicks courtside seat. Then they beat me up if we charge $800 for Beyonce." He argued that concerts, especially those from the biggest stars and now more complex productions, should come with higher price tags. He even said there's plenty of room for concert tickets to get even more expensive. Rapino, he's having no problems making a go of it. Last year, he was paid $33 million after making $23.4 million the year before and $139 million in 2022.
What's he do, John?
He's the leader of the company which owns Ticketmaster. That would be Live Nation.
Oh, I see.
Completely out of touch with everyday Americans. Has no idea what we're going through.
No clue. I've given up big concerts, arena concerts. I just won't pay.
I told some kids that I'm familiar with that I'm not in the ticket business anymore.
You're out?
What did he get paid last year, John?
Last year, $39 million.
All on the backs of us.
So
the people that he's going to raise the prices on. What a son of a bitch.
They got their own tickets to see Paul McCartney.
Hopefully they were
I
saving
stayed
up.
out of it.
It's Joe's world. We're going to make this story about Joe.
It's not raining at his house
Joe
right
was
now.
saying I wasn't going to pay Ticketmaster anymore.
No, you weren't going. You're not in the ticket business.
That's right.
And there's nothing we can do about it. Private industry.
I'm trying, Chris.
I know you are.
There's nothing. Anyway.
We should take a little break here because I think somebody may be waiting to speak with us.
Patrick Rice.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay,
Yes.
that's not working. That's great.
I'm trying to get worked up about this Vikings trip to Europe, and I'm failing.
They are flying out at the airport. Aer Lingus, Delta, they're going out there in droves.
How can you play a game in Dublin at 8:30 in the morning and expect any Catholics to go to Mass tomorrow? I think the church I think the Diocese of St. Paul should have complained about this, don't you?
They'll go on Saturday afternoon.
The collection basket will be empty, man. Sunday, it was this is not good, but it's good for saloons. They get them in there drinking at 8 in the morning. It'll be fantastic. So
who do they play?
The Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
The Steelers, because of the Rooney connection. They wanted the first game in Dublin to have the Rooney family still owns the Steelers, as they have since 1930s or something like that. Artie Rooney won the franchise in a poker game. Basically, that's the legend.
Love
right?
that.
And it's come down to now they have Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Yes, they do. And what's our all-time record, Johnny, against Aaron? What would you say? What are the Vikings? They've beaten a few times.
Yeah, Rodgers was hot for a while. He won a bunch of them against him, but then they lost 2 or 3 in a row.
And then Anthony Barr took that cheap shot against him, and the Packer fans have never forgiven him.
Clean and legal hit, as far as I am concerned, Patrick.
Yes,
Who's favored in this game?
The Vikings are, I believe. Isn't it a 1.5? I'll
Two
look
and
it
a
up.
half.
2.5.
2.5 last I saw, and then they get to stay and play the Browns, who are worse than the Steelers. So, although the Browns did beat the aforementioned Packers last week, apparently they have a great defense and a horrible offense.
That's it,
so,
exactly.
So you can count on, even if he's healthy, J.J. McCarthy will not make his debut against the Browns. They don't want him to get the crap beat out of him again. So anyway.
So our lads are going to stay there in London all week.
Yes, they are.
What a deal.
Yes, they are. Yeah, it is. It is fantastic, and I've always was when I was out traveling with the Vikings a decade ago. I was always amused by the people who had the blue collar look to them, who were in the hotel lobby, and I always thought every available cent these people have to spend on entertainment is spent on the Vikings. Imagine the debt that some of those Viking fans are going into to be in Europe for 2 days. I guess the hotels in London are unbelievable. $1,000 a night if you're lucky.
Yeah, and Pat, I got to say, this club is way too well behaved to get in any shenanigans. I want Tice's crew to go to London for a week, and let's see what happens.
Yes. They would. They could rent a boat and go across on the English Channel, couldn't they?
There's no cut-ups on the current Vikings.
No, they're all too well behaved.
All nice guys.
Yes.
How much trouble could they get in if they took a 25-mile boat ride across the English Channel? It could be pretty bad.
Freddie Smoot would just be playing dice in the corner.
We'd have to have Gene Harrington arise from the ashes and say, "You want to talk about Carson? You want to talk about the Browns or the boat? What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the Bears or the boat?" Dante and the whole mass of reporters went, "Gene." What do you think he's going to say, Dante?
Your Twins are limping to the finish with 3 games in Philly.
Yes, but it is a sad, sad thing that last Sunday we didn't have 40,000 people there to give a last big hurrah to Byron Buxton. I'm trying to get somebody to give me a comparison of a guy that we gave up on completely, and 2 years later he was phenomenal. It's an amazing story. It's just unfortunate it came in a year where all anyone wants to talk about is the Pohlads. But here's the good part, Joe. If he finishes in the top 10 in the MVP voting, which he will, he gets a $3 million bonus from his contract that he signed in 2021.
And he's still a bargain at that price.
Oh yeah, and he's already gotten what 500,000, Chris, for what
at bats, I believe. Isn't it at bats or games played? One of the two.
Yeah, he has. 2 years ago, Joe, they said he can't play in the field anymore. He now has the most at bats he's had in his career.
Okay, the only thing that tells me is he should have played. He was out of too many games for no reason. No, I'm telling you, there was nothing wrong with him.
Oh, okay.
A few broken bones.
Let's play with him. Tape him up. Let's go.
Get a cast on there. That's right. Yeah, well, I think, I would, rarely do I disagree with you, Mayor, but
What happened to the Detroit Tigers?
Oh, what a collapse.
Wow.
Yikes.
They, however, rallied. They did finally win yesterday, so they're back in a tie for first. And although Cleveland has the tiebreaker because they kicked their arse in the season series, but I think the Tigers go where? There's somebody that has to win, right?
Boston.
Yeah, they go to Boston, where Boston has to win to make the playoffs, so they could be in trouble. This is, Joe, 15.5 game lead.
Yeah.
15.5.
What, as recently as what, mid-August?
Something like that.
Yes. And sometime, once, wasn't John early September 14th or something like that, I think?
Well, they lost, was it 9 in a row or 9 out of 10 or something like that?
Yeah, they lost 6 games, just in the beginning of September, just like that.
Yeah.
And then played the Twins and got back on track.
I think they beat the Twins 2 out of 3, right? That's the only series they won.
Yes.
I think they did, but they managed to lose. But the other night, Scooble was pitching.
That's what I was going to bring up.
They scored. The Cleveland scored 3 runs without getting a ball anywhere close to out of the infield, and the only ball that left the infield was the one when Scooble picked it up, running over to try to get it out at first, and threw it over the top of his head like a guy snapping and threw it into right field. To what led 2 runs.
Didn't all of that occur though, Pat, after he hit that guy in the face? Because he looked really rattled
he
after
didn't
that
hit
happened.
the guy in the face. The guy's bat it fouled off the guy's bat and into the face.
Okay. I thought
he thought he hit him in the face, and he got a little shook up.
Yeah. He looked really concerned. I felt bad for the guy.
Because that was middle face. That was his whole little record.
But he's going to be okay.
He walked. He
shattered
got up.
some bones.
Broken nose, broken orbital socket or whatever they got.
That
might not be playing in the playoffs if they were to make it. That's true. Yeah, he got a little shook up, to say the least.
On this gorgeous day, have you been indoors watching the Ryder Cup?
No,
okay.
I have no interest. I just
go Europe.
If we go
Europe did
Sunday,
go,
and Europe's going to win, then I'll watch.
Europe won this morning's matches, 3 matches to 1.
I saw some highlights of DeChambeau. He looked like he was looking for wildebeests over in the in the roughage. It was he was hitting it all over. Couldn't happen to a better jackass than him. So.
That is one of my favorite memories in my time of working with you guys. Is Brycey and I are at the Ryder Cup in Chaska, and in the middle of nowhere, he screams into the microphone, "Go Europe!" and press row, and 15 different people turned around and looked at him because these are stations from all over the country.
It's absolutely absurd to think that the American public is supposed to have animosity for either of these teams.
Yeah,
just ridiculous.
We won the big one in 1945. Okay, together we did it together.
Barstool Sports has got something on Instagram where Rory was on hole number 3 and he's buttoning up his top button, and somebody else in the crowd, "You don't need a button to choke, Rory." And no, it was he laughed. They all laughed.
That's
got
a great
chuckle out
line.
of it, but he nodded and said, "Okay, you got me there, Senator."
Well, this is ridiculous. You're trying to create this animosity that doesn't exist.
It was at Beth Page where I heard the crowd. Remember when Sergio was dating Martina Hingis, right?
Hell yes.
Yeah, he was engaged. And the whole crowd's chanting, "Martina, or somebody, I can't remember who it was. Steffi kicked Martina's ass.
Hey, Sergio, you know, Venus kicked Martina's ass.
Yes, the crowd was seeing
The
it.
New York fan.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Sergio, give me the ball. Autograph the ball for me.
Yeah, in fact, Wicker and I were walking around together, watching that.
Have you seen? Look at some of the highlights today, though. Honest to God, I think there's 500,000 people there.
Really? Yeah,
well, there isn't, but it looks like it.
Wow.
But Joe, the thing about that course is, I've told you, they got 4 courses. They got 4 holes on the, you tee off, and there's 4 holes on that side of the course, and there's 14 up the hill.
Yep.
So all the drunks stay down on the other side below the hill and taunt the hell out of people. It's the worst spot in America you could have a Ryder Cup.
But the toughest course you could have it on.
Oh, well, the thing is, they did not do what that jackass Davis Love did to Hazeltine and turned it into Goodrich, for God's sake. He got rid of every, he just wanted his jackasses not to hit it in the weeds, so he ended up making it the easiest course ever. They put up with it instead of, it's a committee that does this, Europe and the U.S. They should have refused to let him do that to that golf course. It was an embarrassment. It's coming back here, though, in 30.
Yeah. I wonder if you and I will make it.
Oh, yeah.
29, right? 29 is coming back. Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know about me. I don't know. I know I won't make it.
Jeez, you guys.
Maybe we'll ride out there together, have somebody take us.
It, but I won't know I made it.
Hello? Yeah, we might be there, but we don't know where we are.
You know what?
Wheel the boys on in. Come on,
Why don't
guys.
you two just give up and get a rope and a rafter and a rickety chair and get it over with?
Yeah.
God, you two.
I think I should get on that flotilla with Greta and say the hell with it, I would sign up for Greta's flotilla and head over to Israel.
Hey, I got good news for you. Mike Lindell might run for governor.
Oh, good. He'd be a better candidate than that last moron. Manford tied his wagon to that idiot and got beat. Can they nominate another idiot to lose to Wolsey? I mean, that's going to be hard, I think.
Pat, never mind. Goodbye. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you Monday. Pat.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'll talk to you Monday.
See you later.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well,
You know better, Joe.
I do, and I failed miserably. All right, thank you.
Pillow guy. Here we go.
TGTI Friday.
It's the scramble.
Our buddy Larry from Harmony Spirits, who is a member of the Royal Order of the 21sters, by the way.
Having a wonderful winter.
He said, you know what? Even though it's winter, but now it's fall, the new fall menu is out with our friends at Harmony Spirits down there at the tasting room. How about this? This looks fan-freaking-tastic. The caramel apple drink with rum is out. It's also bottled. It's the top secret caramel apple ready-to-drink cocktail that's available there in Harmony, Minnesota at the tasting room. They also have a wonderful fall drink menu that includes the Orange Bliss, the S'more, which is a vodka, chocolate, marshmallow, vanilla, cinnamon cream drink. Here's the deal.
I know you're getting fancy with the drinks, but Harmony Spirits makes a perfect vodka. And with the new mocktails that I just acquired, slipping a little vodka in there is fantastic. Harmony Spirits does have a quality vodka, so also stick with the basics.
Or you can mix it with your
My
saliva.
Yes.
Anyway, harmonyspirits.net is their website, but also they have a very active Facebook page. So make sure that you search Harmony Spirits Distillery. It's a newer Facebook page, Harmony Spirits Distillery on Facebook, and you can check all of this out. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, so if you are in the area, stop in at the tasting room, say hi to Damon and Larry and the entire crew. But what you can really continue to do, GLers, and thank you for doing this already, go into your local liquor store and ask for the Harmony brand by name. That is truly how they're going to get to continue to grow their brand, and they want to thank each and every single one of you GLers for stopping by Harmony Spirits.
Only because they come to us all the way from Spain, from the traveling Lymans. I can only surmise that September 26th, throughout the history of this state, must have been a day like today. Because we didn't do bleep.
We didn't do squat.
No, 1862.
On this day?
On this day.
September 26th.
In 1862. Dakota, so it must have been raining or something because we did something.
All right.
Dakota people who had opposed the 1862 war gained control of 269 white captives and released them to General Henry H. Sibley at a location later marked by Camp Release Monument in Lac Qui Parle County.
Huh.
Wouldn't nice weather inspire you to be a little bit more active?
I don't know, because on this day in 1992, that's the only other thing on this day.
September 26th.
Must have been a day, must have been a foul day in 92. The Minnesota Vietnam Veterans Memorial was dedicated in St. Paul, which is a beautiful memorial.
Yes.
That's it. Those are the two things. And we got one sports disappointment history.
On September 26th.
1976. The Vikings bus was late to a game in Detroit.
Really?
What? How did that make this?
Wow, that's news.
How did that make this list?
I don't know.
You know, that happened actually recently when a star running back that may have featured his birthday on a camel. No, this is a true story.
Yeah.
He missed the bus for undefeated purposes.
Ah.
Old Adrian.
Wins every time.
Do you know that HBO has been running a documentary on Roberto Clemente?
No, really?
It's wonderful.
I have to watch it. What's it called?
Roberto would
Roberto Clemente.
more than occasionally make friends with the fans, to the point where he would have dinner at their house.
Really?
And he was signing autographs one day. The Pirates were supposed to leave. And he would not, the old cliche is he would not leave until he signed every autograph. That's what they always say about the superstars, but in his case, it must have been true. And he said, oh, man, I got to get to the airport. Yeah. And this guy and his daughter said, well, my car's right here.
We'll give you a ride.
And they gave him a ride to the airport, and they were lifelong friends until he died.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is it age appropriate? Meaning, can I watch it with the kids?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay, cool.
What do you think? It's full of porn?
It's no HBO. Oh. I didn't know if there were going to be.
Okay. It's the real deal.
And I only asked that because my oldest did a really cool book report 2 years ago on Roberto Clemente.
You know what Roberto Clemente was? A terrible hypochondriac.
Well, that's weird. And then he would go to people's houses then.
No, but I mean, he was such in fine tune with his being.
He was tight.
That if he felt a little something, I got to get to the trainer. But that didn't stop him from playing.
Right.
I mean, but he was a hypochondriac.
So
But I don't know if you know this or not. He was pretty good.
Yeah.
You talk about activities and activities today.
I wasn't really talking about that.
Well, you said like things that we've done and we didn't do was an inactive day. Just a note to the public out there: if you have to have any business at all to do here at HBI, drop off. Parking is available. There may be one or two cars in a lot, but parking's not going to be a problem.
I knew
at
that
HBI.
was going to be the case today when I pulled into the back lot, and there was one car on that far left.
one news car.
Well, I think people are out busy.
Probably out on sales
working,
calls and
making
working.
house calls.
Yes, of course they are.
Right. Well, thank you very much,
Yes,
GLers.
Garage Logic.
Hey, do us a favor.
Remember, those leaf colors come to you.
Are you going to go do some peeping?
No, they come to you. They
Gotcha.
come right to your own yard.
Gotcha.
It's a good night to be outside eating a meal and watching those leaves change.
And maybe start a backyard fire
Yes.
for all the neighborhood to enjoy.
Let's go smoke us.
Don't you wish Rookie lived right by you, Joe?
Oh, my God. No. I should buy the house behind you.
Go ahead.
God, you guys talk a lot. Jesus.
Kenny, you're still here?
Not for long. Hey, find us on YouTube. Find us on social media. Just search Garage Logic. Because on YouTube, you can watch the show now each and every single day. And don't forget, if you haven't done so yet, sign up for the Daily Logician. That email comes right to your inbox each and every single day. And it includes the most recent episode of the podcast.